So, for completing Area 1 for the first time, we get the Macho Brace. Not that useful in this game, since you don't really have much time to EV train and it's not really necessary. This doubles the effort points Pokemon get from defeating Pokemon at the cost of halving their speed. Only in battle though, it doesn't affect the actual raw stat. Yes, I do know that, I'm using one. How appropriate. Now for clearing Area 2, we get TM03. Which I think... it's Water Pulse. Actually, that is very, 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 very good to get. So, if you are using any water types during this game that are not Kavana, definitely try and go and beat Area 2 of Map Battle as soon as possible, because if you're using, like, say, Vaporeon or Spheal, this is the best water move either of them will ever have access to. So, you want to get this. Also, I guess I can show something. If you do the teleport now, Amber actually has an animation for it, which is pretty awesome looking. Back in Colosseum, the screen just faded out. Okay, it's time to head out to Phoenix City, but things aren't going to go the way we think. So, it's been targeted by Cypher. Obviously, we've got to get there quickly, right? Obviously, this part will be all about taking back Phoenix City from Cypher, right? Something's off about this music. It doesn't sound like the friendly Phoenix City music we know. Okay then. So we get a disc case which comes with some battle CDs. I've been alluding to these for a while. But now we can finally do something with them. So we get Battle CD 1, Battle CD 7, Battle CD 20, and that's it. So, in order to use these, we need to go to Relgam Tower. And we're forced back onto the map. Yes, it has absolutely nothing to do with Cypher at all. Like I said, we're forced onto the map. You actually have to go to Relgam Tower to at least check it out. So, time to go to the previous headquarters of Cypher. And thankfully, we get to hear this song a lot more now. Because now it plays for the entirety of this place. Now that it's been liberated from Cypher. Well, not exactly liberated. It was Cypher's headquarters in the first place, but now it's been repurposed. Yeah, unfortunately, virtual Pokemon, yeah, you don't exactly get to keep them. It's like creating a bunch of shinies in a battle simulator. So, they've already got a bunch of battle CDs. and they're going to chuck them all over the place. So at this point, you can go back to a lot of locations you've been to before to find some battle CDs. Some battle CDs, however, won't be unlocked until further events in the story, so I feel like for consistency's sake, I might be making a bonus video at the very end of the series where I just show the locations of all the battle CDs. And I do plan on actually covering all of them, but I'll get to that when we get to what battle CDs actually are. Also, if you are concerned with main story progress, you can just go back onto the map here and go back to Phoenix City. Everything from here on is entirely optional, but Railgun Tower has some pretty cool optional things you can do, so yeah, let's check it out. Now's as good a time as any. I mean, it's not like Phoenix City is about to get attacked by Cypher or anything, right? So, one thing is, the Coliseum is now actually a real Coliseum. You can have battles there, just like Pirate Coliseum or Phoenix Stadium. It's pretty standard, but there are also two other things here, Battle Sims and Battle Bingo. And those two are kind of battling-related mini-games. And I find both really fun, so I'll be showing off just, a brief glimpse of both of them here. Yep, already revealed as a scam. So yeah, obviously something's not right at Phoenix City. They're turning people away for a reason. But for now though, let's just check out the Minigame Land and have fun. Because it's the perfect time for it, right? This is why, by the way, I haven't purified my routes yet, is because this part's going to be very light on story progress and more just on optional stuff and minigames, so I wanted to save purifying a main team member for when I actually do main story stuff. Anyway, this place has changed a lot. They've demolished a lot of the old routes, and they've added in a couple of shops. Are you even allowed to use items in Coliseum? Well, we're allowed to use items in Coliseum battles, but normally you aren't. Anyway, they sell Hyper Potions here. These are pretty much the best healing item for the main story. 200 HP is more than you're likely to ever have up until about level 60, and, well, the final boss is level 50, so if you want the absolute top in healing, you want these. For now, though, I think Moo Milks are sufficient for our purposes, and they're less than half the price. I might want to take a couple more revives though, just in case. But they also sell some TMs here, so they have Hidden Power. Not that useful here, because its power in Gen 3 depends on your IVs, not just its type. IVs, for those who don't know, are a random value between 0 and 31 that are assigned to every stat. The higher the number is, the higher that stat. It affects what type your Hidden Power is, and yeah, you're likely to not have, like, it can go... Hidden Power's power can range from 30 to 70, and it's very unlikely you'll have high powers that are worth it during the main story, so I don't really recommend this. This is Blizzard. Hyper Beam. I don't really recommend Hyper Beam that much. I guess in the main story it's not bad, especially on, like, Ursa Ring or something. Light Screen. Protect, probably a very good move to get here. In fact, I'll buy one team. You know what, I might as well... Yeah, no, I'll buy one team and Protect, because I'm going to need to restock my Pokeballs soon. Safeguard. Thunder. Reflect. Fire Blast. And that's all. So, if you have, like, let's say a Jolteon or a Flareon... Fire Blast especially, but Thunder as well, these are very strong moves for this point in the game, so I'm actually going to go ahead and buy Fire Blast for Flareon. I actually feel like it's a bit cheap at this point in the game to have a move this strong, but, you know, they're giving us the opportunity, might as well. And hey, I'm using Flareon, so I need to take every advantage I can get. But Thunder on Flaffy would also be a decent option. If you've got, let's say, Sphere, Blizzard might be pretty good too. For now, though, I think I'll just go ahead and, well, I said I wouldn't really be doing much in terms of progress in the main team, but I might as well, since I got the TM. So let's go ahead and teach you Fire Blast. Obviously, we're going to get rid of Ember, because Fire Blast is better. Well, it's better in every way apart from accuracy, but, you know, I mean, I tend to have terrible luck with Fire Blast, but still, 120 power at this point in the game is definitely worth the risk. And Protect. Now, everyone can learn that, but who should actually learn it? Kind of want to think either Levitine, because he really doesn't learn much in the way of other moves, or the Fish Slayer. Might not be a bad idea on you. It's not like I'm really going to be using Scary Face very much, so let's teach you Protect. So that's that done. Definitely worth your while to come to this shop, because it sells some pretty good moves, especially for this point in the game. Now if we go this way, we have what is essentially a Pokemon Center. And this old man is not a Cypher Peon in disguise. How stereotypical, an old person talking about bingo. It is kind of sad that it's one of the few forms of entertainment they get in old people's homes sometimes. Because real bingo is pretty much pure luck, but Pokemon bingo not so much, it's actually kind of fun. Also, we don't need any ID badges to get through here. And yeah, you might notice they've simplified this whole area greatly. It's much less of a maze now. And here's the foyer, with this music actually playing now. This guy is actually hinting at something, because you actually get a special reward for doing that, a non-stop 100 trainer run. Well, I mean, you can save midway through, but you aren't allowed to switch your team using the PC. You actually win a Pokemon from that too. Yeah, well, let's just say that he's, spending the rest of his days somewhere else at the moment. Thank you! Thank you so much for that, jerk! Yes, this place finally is not a den for Cypher. And we can earn Poke Coupons here too, so they can be exchanged for TMs in Mount Battle, and also the Move Relearner. I want to get 1,000. I have 500 from my trek through Mount Battle, so I just need 500 more. But after I get that much, I'll be able to relearn Helping Hand on Flareon. Oh, the Coliseum isn't available now, that's a shame. So, there are two doors here. This one leads to the Battle Sim, and the one over here leads to Battle Bingo. I think I'll do the Battle Sim first, because that's, you know, we got the disc case already, so I might as well show what that's for. I've kind of been alluding to this already, though. This is a simulator. They'll let you experience simulated battles. There are 50 of them, and unfortunately, Mirror B's Comic Relief Villain Posse stole most of them. So there are 50 CDs to collect. We start with 3, and you find the rest throughout the game. Remember all those bookshelves where something shiny was between them? Those are all battle CDs, so you might want to remember those and come back for them later. And yeah. So, we have 3 of them right now. Also, you can buy some battle CDs from the shop here. They only cost 1,000 each. So, they sell CDs 2, 3, and 4. I'm probably going to buy these when I do the montage for all the battle CDs. Now, what are battle CDs? Well, battle CDs let you conduct simulated battles that give you a fixed team and a fixed opponent. Essentially, they're all Pokemon battle-related puzzles, and I really enjoy these personally. Some of them are a bit luck-based, others try and teach you a lesson about the obscure effects of a move that you wouldn't otherwise notice, like Battle CD 1, and others are just general all-out battles between themed teams of Pokemon, like, let's say, all of the legendary birds versus all the legendary beasts or something like that. So they're pretty cool, and as they've said, there are 50 of these in all. Some of them are more difficult than others. This one's only got 1-star difficulty. This one's... Actually, Machamp's Macho Romp is interesting because the Machamp in it has an illegal move. And, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. They give you a 1-star and a 2-star and a 3-star just to give you a sample of each difficulty. So, this one I remember actually being pretty annoying. Some of them have turn limits as well, and some of them could really only be won with one very specific combination of moves, so those are a little bit annoying. But for now, though, I'll just show the first one. I do plan on covering all the battle CDs in the post-game, and I'll be giving each one the attention it deserves then. For now, though, I want to just show all the minigames that are available at Railgun Tower, so I'll just show one of them now. So if you go to check Battle CD, we have a level 50 Pidgeot that has these moves, versus a level 50 Tropius that only has Fly. So, let's do it. Flying versus flying. You get a brief hint as to what you're supposed to do here. Predict the opponent's moves to win. So let's go for a simulated battle with Battle CD number 1. These work pretty much the same way as the battle sims, well, as the tutorial battles back at the Pokemon HQ Lab. Also, if you press X, 2-turn limit, so you have to win this in 2 turns. If this is done right, though, there's no way it won't end in 2 turns. So the turn limit is really more of a formality than anything else. I always found this intro kind of cool. Sim Trainer Poplet. Kind of makes me think of Pirates of the Caribbean for some reason with Hello, Poppet. Also, some of these battle sims use poker spots as their arenas, which is kind of interesting. So he's using his Tropius. And we have our Pidgeot. By the way, Pidgeot looks horrendous in this game. I've been waiting to point this out, but look at Pidgeot. Look how stupid it looks. I really, really, really hate Pidgeot's stadium model so much. It looks so much better in Battle Revolution and in the later 3D games, like the 3DS games. Just look at that. Look how dumb it looks. It's so bad. Why? Pidgeot looks actually kind of cool in the 2D games, but here it's just like, I'm flapping around everywhere. Yeah, sorry, I hate how Pidgeot looks here. So, how do we do this? Well, firstly, let's go for Double Edge first. We are faster, so bear that in mind. No need to use agility. Now, some of these battle CDs can end up derailed if there are unlucky crits happening on either side, so be aware of that. So, Tropius has used Fly. Oh no, we have to win this turn or it's all over. And it's in the air, and we're faster than it, so any move we use will miss, right? Well, here's the point of this battle CD. Gust can hit Pokemon that are in the air with Fly, and when it does, it hits with double power. Moreover, Tropius is weak to Gust, so, hopefully... Yep, this finishes off Tropius in time for the turn limit. And simulation over. So, what did we learn from that battle CD? Basically, exactly what I said. We learned that Gust can hit Pokemon while they're in the air with Fly, and does double damage when it does. So like I said, a lot of these require you to learn the obscure effects of moves that you wouldn't otherwise know, so they're kind of cool that way. Some of them rely on Gen 3 mechanics that no longer exist. I'll point those out when I get to them, but yes, I will be showing all of the battle CDs in the post-game. Now, the first time you finish a battle CD, and only the first time, you get a special reward. So, this one is pretty terrible. But some of the battle CDs have really awesome rewards, so it's recommended that you do them. Also, if you intentionally forfeit a battle CD, or if you lose, you'll be given hints by the person here. So, that can help in the ones that are much more puzzle-based. So anyway, that's battle CDs, but now it's time to try something that we haven't really seen anything like before. Battle Bingo, called Battle de Bingo in Japanese, which is kind of funny. And we still can't play these slot machines. But let's sign up for Battle Bingo. Every time I hear that, it makes me think you sunk my battleship. So if we go to info... Okay, yeah. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Battle Bingo. I think it's probably best to explain by doing it. But first, Battle Bingo is a strategy game that is played on a bingo card with 16 panels arranged in a 4x4 grid. 16 panels are turned over and exposed one by one. You form a line to score a bingo, keep forming bingo lines until you flip them all over, or you run out of moves. If all of them are flipped over, you win the game. So let's play. Unfortunately, it actually costs money to play Battle Bingo. But we have these cards available. Also, this music, I don't know why, but this music makes me want to do the Macarena. It's a weird way to describe it, but that's how I've always thought of it. So we start out with the 3 Novice cards. You unlock more cards as you complete these. There is also a secret card that you get for completing a side quest during the main game, which I'll be covering later. Now, unlike the Battle CDs, I don't really plan on covering all of the Battle Bingo cards. They do get very repetitive. They're all pretty much the same kind of thing, although there are a couple of them that are pretty interesting in terms of their gimmicks. There's one I remember where all the Pokemon in it are water, but they all have different secondary types. Oh, I just remember there's a really terrible jerkish one as well, where all the Pokemon in it are part flying, and there is a Gligar in there that has Earthquake. You do not want to catch that Gligar. Catch? What do I mean by catch? Well, let's see how this works. So, this is the most standard card. Or there's the Nidorino card. 3 Pokemon types are featured. The 4-type card. Let's go for the standard one here. You might also notice that you get Poke Coupons depending on how close you were to winning. You obviously get the most if you completely win the board. So let's play this. Let's play bingo! So, we start out with a Dragonair, so we can press X to go to our Pokemon info. We can't actually see its stats. All we can tell is its move and its ability. So, Pokemon in Battle Bingo only have one move. Yeah, you'll need to plan around that. So we can choose anywhere to start off with, but once we choose a panel, we'll only be able to choose panels adjacent to that one to continue. Also notice the EP there. You need 1 EP to flip over a panel. If you run out of EP, your game is over. So, how do you get more EP? There are a few ways, but the first is these question mark panels. The question mark panels will either give you more EP or more Master Balls. You start with 2 Master Balls, and you can get 1 more if you find the correct question mark panel. So, how am I going to start this? Let's see. I think I'll start with this. Yeah, let's start with this question mark. So, let's enter. Enter with Dragonair. So yeah, every Pokemon has their own supply of EP. It costs 1 EP to flip a panel, and you'll use the Pokemon for that panel if it's a battle. But this panel is not a battle, so it's really just, do you want to sacrifice 1 EP of Dragonair or not? Let's sacrifice 1 EP. We got 1 Master Ball. It's not exactly the best. We could have got a bit of a profit on our EP if we picked the 2 EP panel. But yeah, from now, as you can see, we can only choose we can only choose an adjacent panel. So let's go for this one. Now, we're going to have to catch the Pokemon that we get on this panel, otherwise it's game over because Dragonair will be out of EP when I do this. So let's enter the panel. This is a Fire type. We don't know what it's going to be. What is it? A Charmander. It's an unevolved Pokemon, but I have to catch it. So while we could fight here, don't do that. That would cause us to lose. You start with 2 Master Balls, and you can get 1 in a question mark panel. So let's go ahead and throw a Master Ball. It's kind of funny that they, these are probably just simulated Master Balls, not real ones, though. Otherwise, it'd be kind of weird. They just have all these Master Balls to give random people. So, we now have a Charmander. Charmander has 2 EP of its own. For now, though, let's see, we can either move on to the grass, or we can go for water. Obviously, entering with a fire type with this water panel would be a bad idea, but I need to catch another Pokemon anyway, so let's go and sacrifice 1 of Charmander's EP to enter this panel. It's a Mudkip. You can probably tell what the theme is here. Guess we can see what the Charmander has. Just Flamethrower. Pretty standard. So let's go for another Master Ball and grab ourselves this Mudkip. We're going to have to start fighting Pokemon eventually, but for now, it's mostly just catching. You don't always want to catch things, but here, I want to get myself as much EP as possible. So we now have a Mudkip, and this one is now... Also, I can go ahead and check Pokemon info for a second. Mudkip has Surf. Pretty standard, like I said. So, here we go. I guess we can enter this one with Mudkip? Yeah, let's enter. It's a Poliwag. Do I want to catch this Poliwag? I'm not sure. I'm going to see how much my Surf does. Okay, the Poliwag is faster than me, and it also has Surf. This might not end well. I do have more HP than it, though. Let's see how much I end up doing. Forget it. Oh. Right! I have to catch this thing. You gotta watch out for tricky abilities like that. When every Pokemon only has 1 move, it can render some of them useless against certain situations. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to catch a Grass type, but oh well. In fact, the Poliwag here is going to be effective against opposing water types anyway, thanks to its ability. So, catching that Poliwag, we have completed one line. So that earns us 1 EP. We can choose to give this to any of our Pokemon. So, we have quite a few grass types coming up. I'm going to give that to Charmander. So yeah, you have to plan out your strategy in terms of your EP. So now, let's make our way down another one of these rows. I want to go for this one because that question mark is definitely going to give me more EP. For now though, let's fight a grass type with our Charmander, and please don't be like a Lotad or something. You always have to watch out for dual types here, but here it's pretty much mostly single type starters. Yeah, the later Battle Bingo cards are really jerkish with dual types sometimes. Like I said, there's one where everything is part flying, and one of the Pokemon that you can find is a Gligar with only Earthquake. So if you're forced to catch that Gligar because you have no EP on your other Pokemon, that's really bad. Guess we're gonna see a Pokemon fainting here for the first time. Battle Bingo is one of the rare occasions where you can actually see Pokemon's full fainting animations, because they don't get returned to Pokeballs. So, you fled. Let's see. Let's fight this fire type with Mudkip. And it's a Cyndaquil. So yeah, we've got all starters here. I guess blowing all of Dragonair's EP early wasn't a good idea, because Dragonair is resistant to fire, water, and grass. But I think I'm okay as I am here. That did a fair amount of damage to me. Let's see if this one-shots or not. Finally, Mudkip actually got a chance to use Surf. And it's a one-shot. So usually in Battle Bingo, battles are fairly one-sided. We've defeated the Cyndaquil. Now, we have to choose a Pokemon to sacrifice EP on. Okay, I'm going to need Poliwag for that fire type there. But I'd like Charmander to still have some EP for all the other grass types, so I'm going to sacrifice 1 EP on Poliwag. So, if this goes right, we'll actually be getting some more EP to distribute here, so let's enter. So, that question mark gave us EP +1, and we get another EP +1 for making a bingo line. So we have 2 extra EP now. So we effectively made a profit of 1 EP from that. Let's see, I'm going to need Charmander a little bit more, so I'll give you an EP, and I think... because Poliwag is my best shot against the water type, so I think I'll give you an... yeah, I'll give you an EP. So let's see, we can choose any of these, and so my next lines I'll be going for is probably this line or this line. Don't forget the diagonals, though. In fact, I have a potential diagonal right here if I get these two. Which may actually not be a bad idea to go for. Yeah, let's actually do that. Yeah, let's go for this one. Oh, please don't be another thing with Water Absorb, though. If it is another thing with Water Absorb, I'm kind of sunk. But then again, Poliwag is my best option against water types. Please don't have... okay, Squirtle, good. You don't have Water Absorb. But Squirtle does have pretty good defenses. But as long as it only has a water move, it can't hurt me, so I'm completely safe here. Kind of cool to see Bulbasaur... well, haven't seen Bulbasaur yet, but to see Charmander and Squirtle here. Oh, this is going to take a while. And yeah, winning this is a foregone conclusion, so I'm just going to skip to the end of this fight. And Squirtle is down. It's kind of a sad-looking fanny animation. So that's that done. And now I need to use one of Charmander's EP to fight this grass type. Roselia. That's interesting. Yeah, the Poliwag showed that we're going to have some wild cards here that aren't starters, but I wasn't expecting Roselia. Well, at least you only have a grass move. Why do you add Sludge Bomb? That would be really bad. They do trick you with the moves sometimes in the later Battle Bingo cards. But this should hopefully take out the Roselia in one shot. Yep, it did. There goes Roselia. Yeah, so you get to see the full fainting animations, which you don't get to normally. And that makes a line, so it gives me 1 extra EP. Who do I give it to? There are... okay, so my next move should probably be the other line that I can do now. So I've got a fire and a grass there. That means that I should probably... Or I could go for the... Yeah, okay, let's go for... I think I want to sustain Charmander as much as possible. Because I want to go for this line there and this line here at the same time. So for that, let's go for... I'm going to have to run Poliwag out of EP for this. EP does get pretty tight later on. Though, knowing that I've uncovered the Master Ball and the EP +1 panel, I know that the other question mark is going to be an EP +2, so I'll need to use that to my advantage. The question mark panels are always Master Ball, EP +1, EP +2. Also, I think the bingo cards are all randomized when you first do them, so you can't just memorize where everything is. Okay, so yeah, I need to go either there or there to get 1 extra EP, and then I should probably do that one. We're kind of slowly making our way into the corner here, like filling up half the field first. But anyway, let's go for this with Charmander. Well, I had to go with Charmander, because Charmander's my only option. And there's Bulbasaur! Classic matchup here. Poor Bulbasaur, always getting neglected in a lot of media and things like that. Oh, I guess Ash's Bulbasaur was pretty prominent, but yeah. Like, even though it is, like, I guess, competitive-wise, probably the most consistent of all three of them. Charizard only really got good in Gen 6, but Venusaur's always been pretty decent. And Blastoise has always been kind of meh competitively. Okay, so 1 extra EP. Who do I give this to? We're going to be facing a couple of water types soon, so I might as well give it to Poliwag. It's kind of annoying that I haven't even used the starting Dragonair, but that's just kind of how it goes. Yeah, let's do this. So this is something that I like to call sustained EP. For doing this, we spend 1 EP and we gain 1 EP. So our overall EP won't have changed. But I'm going to need to be getting some more EP in order to continue, and we'll be getting that from the EP +2 panel anyway, so I think I should be set here. Yeah, it still feels kind of bad to see them just falling over like this. And we get 1 extra EP, so yeah, I want to take that on. I can do that either with Charmander, or I can give Poliwag an extra one. Considering that I've got Water, Water, and Fire left, I should probably be giving most of it to Poliwag. So, I want to get this line next. Well, I could kind of go for either this horizontal line or this vertical line, doesn't really matter. Answering this, though, we get +2 EP, so I want to give one of them back to Poliwag, obviously, because I want Poliwag to... In fact, I pretty much want Poliwag to fight all 3 of these. So, I'm going to go for... I could give one to Dragonair, though, just in case. That is what I'm going to do. So now, let's go for this, because this will give me... Well, actually, they'll both give me access to that fire, and that's one I want to use the Poliwag for. Let's go for the horizontal line. Totodile! Okay. This is also pretty much a foregone conclusion, if you have a water move, which you probably do. It's funny how, of all things, Poliwag is here, but Poliwag has always been a Pokemon that's been pretty iconic to Gen 1 for some reason. Maybe because in the manga, Red had one? And Totodile is down. I was just thinking about something. I said that these are all randomized. What I mean is, the Pokemon are always the same, but where they are and which thing is under the question mark panels is randomized. So you can't memorize where, where everything specifically is, but all the Pokemon will always be the same. So this Poliwag in particular kind of breaks this, this bingo card because it's immune to pretty much all the water types. Though, we have found all of the water starters, so we know this is going to be another wildcard water type, and the question is, what wildcard would that be? Also, we know this is going to be a wildcard fire type, so I guess we can find out. Vulpix. This is pretty much fine. I can handle this. Oh, but Vulpix does probably have Flash Fire, so that means that if you can do the same thing with this Poliwag that you can do the same thing you can do with this Poliwag to this Vulpix. You can catch it, and then you don't need to worry about any of the fire types, because you have Flash Fire, you're immune to them. So yeah, abilities that give outright immunities are really, really useful in Battle Bingo, because everyone only has one move. What is this, Pokemon Conquest? But anyway, Vulpix is down. And that'll give us another line. Only one more panel left. In fact, that's a double, so we get 2 EP for that. Even though we don't really need it. You know what? I might as well have EP on everyone. So, our last water type. Yeah, let's go. Just go for Poliwag. Remoraid. Well, I know that's not immune to Surf, so I pretty much got this. And I'm faster than it. So that helps. Wow, your stats must be really bad. Yeah, it just got Surf. I've won this guaranteed. So, with this battle over, we'll have finished this Battle Bingo card. Like I said, I don't plan on showing all the Bingo cards. Some of them are interesting and have their own unique gimmicks to them, but really, when you've seen one, you've seen them all. They are a really fun distraction, though. I sometimes like to go back to XD and play some of these Bingo cards. The higher level cards can be kind of cool. Like I said, there's one where everything is water, but they all have different secondary types. And there's one where I think there's one where you start with a Pokemon that's pretty much useless, and you have to rely on catching others. So, we have completed this and flipped every panel. Oh yeah, and you do get extra Poke Coupons if you didn't use any Master Ball. Like, for each Master Ball you have unused. I really wish they'd done this for continues back in Colosseum's Mount Battle mode, but anyway. They'll get converted into Poke Coupons. 250. So, one more pass through that, and I'll be able to get Helping Hand on Flareon. Also, you get a reward for each of the Battle Bingo cards for completing it for the first time. Oh hey, Voltorb can be purified, that's nice. So, that is pretty much everything you can do here at Railgun Tower, apart from the Colosseum, which I might be showing later because it is the one Colosseum that was never an official Colosseum during the, well, Colosseum. And Mirror B might show up there, and we will need to track Mirror B down at some point later on, so I might want to rig things so that he shows up there. Anyway, though, that should be it for this part. Next time, I'll go and purify routes, and then we'll be heading back to Phoenix City to figure out what the heck is going on there. So, see you then. Doing one of these off-camera just for fun, and I'm in a bit of an awkward situation here. I need to hit the +2 EP on these. Because if I get the Master Ball on the one that I pick, I've lost. But if I get the +2 EP, I can continue on. It all just comes down to that. It's a 50-50 shot. Because I actually lost this Cacnea because it crit me. Yeah, one annoying thing about Battle Bingo is, sometimes you can lose fights that are favourable matchups just because you get unlucky with crits or flinches or things like that. That is annoying. So anyway, which one do I go with? It's a 50-50 shot. If I get the Master Ball, I lose. Master Ball. Yep.